What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone for a live show. And just when we were about to go or when I click live, Nico Shira came in with the news that we are in talks to bring Zigrova to the club. So that's that. We're obviously going to talk about that 100%. I cannot believe I'm going to say it. We're going to talk about Rabio. Actually, I'm not really gonna talk a lot about Rabio because I talked for my morning video on Rabio, or talked. I almost cried. Let me rephrase it. I almost cried about that. But we'll touch on that as well. We'll touch on the Douglas Luiz move to Nottingham Forest and the reported fee, and the time that's taking, for June to leave for the club, to everyone in the next, I don't know, 11 days. Let's call it 11 days. But Norbert, how are you? How are you doing? Just personally, not.
Yeah. I wanted to say I was doing well until I saw the Rabio news, but all is good here. Nothing insane.
Yeah. Do we? No. Let's start off with Zigrova, right? I mean, I don't want to kill the vibe from the get-go for the stream, or actually, actually, I will call it kill the vibe, even though I know a lot of people actually want Rabio. So we'll talk about that in a sec. Let's start with Zigrova, because Sport Italia, I forgot the name right now. Somebody can help me out. I forgot the name. It's a journalist for Sport Italia. Apologies. I will look up the name in a second. He came out and he said that we had new contact today with Lille, with his agent, to talk about it. He also added that Marseille are still pushing and have held talks with him over the last, I don't know, couple of weeks, basically. So it's basically pointing to the fact that they're still leading the race. Then Mirko Di Natale came out saying that, well, it all depends on Nico Gonzalez, but the contract for Zigrova is ready. So I'm taking it won't be difficult to agree to contract with Zigrova, because you also add, the fee, his wages will be more than Lille, which is obviously making sense. But I'm getting from that we already talked with his agent. We know what the demands are, and we basically told his agent that's no problem. The only problem is Nico Gonzalez, and now we have Nico Shira coming out saying that we're in talks, to bring him to the club. So, what do you think about? Don't talk about the qualities. We'll get into the qualities, but what do you think would be a fair price, or whatever, a good deal for us? I mean,
I think around 15 plus some bonus would be good. The biggest question in us, I think, in you as well, is the injury history, because we talked about this already, that his injury history is not good, and it can be an issue. Like last year as well, he missed, like, I don't know, a lot of games.
I don't know it out of the top of my head, so you need to help me. I just saw last season, obviously, because I think he had that surgery as well. Before that, was he missing a lot of games? Because I'm just afraid about the injury, the big one.
Yeah, before that, no, but it was a groin injury, and usually they don't operate groin injuries. And this time he did, and it's really rare, so maybe it's fixing it. Maybe he's smarter than the average player, and he said, okay, once I'm gonna sit months, but it's going to be fixed forever. But he wasn't injured. He wasn't really injury prone before that, as far as I understand, as far as I remember.
Yeah, I that's why I asked. I don't know. I just saw the groin thing. And I saw an article that he got surgery, or was the press release from Lille. That could also be the case. But I saw a piece where he had surgery, and that's why he missed, I don't know, up to like 28 games or something like that. So basically the entire season, he missed. So that's he played against us. But in general, that's, I think, the concern right now. They won around 20-ish, 25 million euros. He's out of contract next season. I don't know how much Marseille have money, so I think they have no issue with putting up the 20 million euros. We have good relationships with Lille, so I think that might be helpful for us. But yeah, I agree with you. He's out of contract. Even like 20 in today's market, 20 is not a lot.
For us right
For
now.
us, it is right now. That's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
The issue is for us, it's a lot. But in general, 20 million, that's quote unquote normal in today's market. But let's move on to the player. What do you think about the player? Because I am getting mixed comments and
Yeah.
feelings from people. So what do you think about him as a football?
For me, how I see him is a more experienced version of Chico. But to be honest, I only saw him a few games, I would say 5, 6 altogether. And yeah, he's not bad. And also I saw the highlights. He's definitely, for that money, he can work out good. I think like last show we talked about that he's only 26. I thought he's older. Potentially he can have some resale value as well, although I'm not sure how much, because a 2-3 year old contract probably is going to be 4. So yeah, then he's going to be 30. So I'm not sure if we can sell him for good, but he can, for that money. I think he would be really good for us. And we need someone to be a sub, because we don't have any subs up front right now. So definitely. And also Sancho, I don't know what's happening with Sancho, because he's I still feel he's waiting for us, because he rejected Roma. So either he's waiting for a good Turkish offer, or he's coming to us. So I'm a little confused. That is Zhegrova option B, or are we actually going for him? So I don't know.
I mean, somebody said Chico is a sub. I think that's like you bring in Zigrova. I've seen many opinions, and actually all of them, I can see a valid point in it. If that makes sense. Like I can see the point that when somebody tells me I like Zigrova more than Conceição, I can see that point. I also can see the other way around. I can also see the concern people are saying, well, why did we spend 42 in total on Conceição when you could have got Zigrova to begin with? We still need a backup. So that's not really my concern, if that makes any sense, because if you add Zigrova, you still needed a backup for Zigrova. So, and the other way around as well, the money spent on Conceição is a different issue. Yeah. But I can see all these points when it comes to Zigrova. Actually, funny enough, he played also in Belgium, where I live, and he was very young at the time, and he didn't do well. But again, he was extremely young. But at the time he was very tacky, but there was absolutely, like you can see, it's not going to work right now. Belgium league or not, it was just not going to work. Because he was very raw. But he improved a lot. Is he? He reminds me of Conceição. I'm like it's similar, where it's tacky, it's pace, or trying to be tacky. Let me say that it's taking wild shots and all those things. So you're going to go like for like. Basically, there's no we're gonna do it a different way if it's not working. It's like for like. But like you said, he's more experienced. Maybe he can keep his head cool. But from what I've seen, not really. He's not the best decision maker. And yeah, you can look at his highlight. Conceição's highlight reels looks amazing because you put the best things in that highlight reel. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying I don't want to take Zigrova for like 50 million. I would take him because we need a backup, and it's relatively cheap, 50 million. Like, I'm not gonna be that guy and complain about 50 million. Actually, I'm gonna be that guy in the next segment, but for now, I'm not gonna be that guy. So I would take him. Is he a needle mover to make us, compete? No, but it gives us depth. and we need depth in that area. It's as simple as that, you know. So I don't have an issue with that signing, unless the fee comes out and we're paying 30 million euros, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of crazy. But for what it's been reporting right now, I don't really have an issue with it, and I need a backup for Conceição. I actually need a backup for Yildiz, but I don't think we're gonna get that. So we need a backup for Conceição, and if that's gonna be Zigrova, then fine, because I don't see another option. Julian asked Jadon Sancho or Zigrova. He asked that for you, by the way, even though he probably knows your answer.
He asked you about Fratesi or Rabio, by the way, as well.
Yeah, I was kind of ignoring. Like, I was not ignoring that, because. But you answered Zigrova.
Yes. I pick Sancho, for sure. I know many people hate Sancho because of this whole, I don't know, this whole English period of his career. But come on, in Dortmund he was awesome, and certain someone in the community, in the Bianconeri Zone community, really loves him. And talking to you, Malik. So yeah, I'm with him, to be honest. Sancho is better than Zhegrova. No way around it. So yeah, I pick Sancho. And to be honest, what would be the price for Sancho? Like 20, 25?
Probably similar.
25. Yeah.
Probably similar.
So, but for me, Sancho is a lot better player. Yeah.
Matthew saying, what kind of dirt does Rabio's oh my god, my camera. What kind of dirt does Rabio's mom have on Alcan? We're going to move to Rabio. By the way, I'm not putting up this comment just because it's super chat. Thanks. I was going to scroll up. If you want to say something, put it in again, because there's too many comments to actually get all through. Really quickly, in between, before we move up to, and I will answer Matthew's question, because Rabio was the next topic. Fabiano Della Valle apparently said, keep an eye, because Fratesi in the last couple of days to Juve can be a thing. Fabiano Della Valle is horrible. Like, he had the Vlahovic scoop 3-4 years ago. That's it. He's horrible. It's not going to be a late thing, because they want 40 million euros. So how is that going to be a late thing? You know, it makes no sense. To answer Julian's question, Fratesi or Rabio, Fratesi. You know, and then we will segment into Rabio's topic, because apparently, actually credit to RMC Sport, because they came out with the news first, and then Mirko Niantale said that we asked for, you need to call it information, just ask like what's happening, basically. Let me describe it that, because if somebody said we made contact, it's not contact, then what the hell did we do? We made contact. I don't know with who, but we asked somebody for the situation, so we made contact. You know, whoever that was, that might be the kit man at Marseille in the locker room, we made contact to see what it's about, basically. So that's the report. I recorded a video for tomorrow, so I don't want to say too much. But to answer Matthew's question, what kind of dirt has Rabio's mom on Alcan? Nothing. Because this is not coming from Rabio's mom or his agent. I wish it was, but it's not, for the simple reason that Rabio talked smack about the club a couple of months ago. So there's no way this is coming from his agent, because if that was coming from his agent, Mirko Niantale would have easily said, the club said absolutely bullshit. They would have sniffed it out, saying this is not from the agent, this is from, because the club will immediately tell or leak that we're not doing this, you know? So
yeah,
it's not coming from his club. I think the club actually were like, what is the situation? And the moment that happened, actually the moment somebody, was that Chiellini, Modest, Scanavino, Ferrero, Comoli, Alcan's son, I don't care who. The moment somebody was like, Rabio, not even saying it, just thinking it, you're disrespecting the fans and the club. That's as simple as that. For a very simple, and this has nothing to do with the quality, but what he had to say post Juve. Asked for more money. Nobody wanted to sign him. Ended up at Marseille for less money. You know, that's one. Two, came out, said, it wasn't aligned. The club wasn't doing what's aligned with my ambition. I'm like, buddy, you're playing for Marseille, with all due respect. That's one. Two, you were part of why we were crap. That's three. I didn't hear you speak about this is not good enough when you were playing week in, week out and collecting your big paycheck without excuse me, um, deserving it. You weren't complaining. That's when Danilo left. Same thing. They didn't speak. But the moment the club is like, we don't need you anymore, oh, the club is not good enough. But when you were part of that bad club, I didn't hear a beep out of you. So I don't want to hear that right now. So he did that. And three, if he's that good, Marseille would have kept him and not moved him out because he fought with an under 21 English international player. If he was that good, because clubs will look the other way, and especially Marseille will look the other way. Out of all clubs in Europe, Marseille will look the other way, for real. The fact that they were like, no, we're good is all that you need to know. So the fact that the club actually gave it a thought, is absolutely disrespectful, in my opinion. And people, smash the like button because we only have 27 likes and that's not good enough. So like the video. Let me know what you think about Rabio. Norbert, you have your say.
Rabio. I never liked him, not even when he was here, and after that it was insane. Why are they selling him? What did he do? He did something, no? Because suddenly he played one game and then
he fought post game in the locker room after the loss with an under 21 English international. I don't know the name. I don't know the name, but that's what happened.
Okay, so yeah, it's a hard no from me. And like yourself, I don't like bringing back old things. But Rabio is just not a good player in my eyes. Not good enough, and definitely we don't need his energies right now with his fighting your teammate energies. So yeah, I would choose I would not choose Rabio if I have to choose between who was it? Fratesi. I don't like Fratesi. I don't like Rabio, but I would choose Fratesi for sure as well.
Oh, he's also ass, by the way. Like, he's also bad.
I just can't believe this is news. I really don't want Rabio, and I hope we're not even thinking about it.
Yeah, somebody's like, Suresh, you cannot say Fabiano Della Valle is tier 1 and then say Mirko Di Natale is a fraud. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I want to say Mirko Di Natale is a fraud, so that make that entire Rabiot story irrelevant. Like, I would love to do that, but with all due respect, it's not. It's the other way around. Fabiano Della Valle is horrible when it comes to Juve news, and I'm being actually very kind right now. Matthew, again, thanks, appreciate it. Wait, let me. Even more disrespectful is buying Rabio a year after he left on a free the club as well. Yeah, I mean, when you deep it, and again, I'm not saying it's not happening, by the way. It's not happening. And if it happens, I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's not happening. But that will be extremely disrespectful again, Again, new management, I get it. They had nothing to do with the Rabio situation last season. But still, the obsession with this club, true or not true, with all things, I will never understand. I will never understand it. Like, never. Bonucci, Pogba, coaches. I'm blanking out players. Cáceres, oh my God. I'm blanking out players right now. But the fact that we always go back to old stuff, we are the only club in Europe doing that. Like, let's be real. I do not know another club who gets players they moved out in the past back. Morata, says Julian. Poster boys, along with Cáceres. They probably shared the same room at one point. But the fact that we always go back to those things, I don't get it. Like, can someone explain that to me? Because it makes no sense. There's always a reason why you moved on. And I know people in the comments will say, what about Lippi? Did it work out the second time as it was in the first time? It didn't. Like, there is a reason. And good things or bad things, there's a reason why you move out, and you need to accept that. There's maybe like I don't know what can be the like what could be something that will make me say, yeah, I get it. I don't know. That needs to be it's a wild scenario where it's like, yeah, that's why. That makes sense. Cannavaro, oh my god. The list goes on, and I don't get why there's always an obsession.
But the fans as
Bonucci,
well. Some fans wouldn't mind these things, and they also will cry forever after a player left, like Dybala. People still crying. I don't know.
Again, there were links from Moblano. Was a month ago, Dybala, and people are like, yeah, bring him back. No. Like, is he a good player? Yeah, but no. Like, move on. There are 1,000. Like, the exception will be for some reason you had Lamine Yamal in the team. You lost him, and you could bring him back. Yeah, he's probably the best player on this planet right now. You do it.
Yeah,
you do that. Fine, but that's the most absurd scenario. It's never going to be that scenario. Other than that, no. There's a reason for everyone to be moved out. At the end of the day, the club moves forward. That's it. Even when there were links earlier this summer, very early, from Gazzetta dello Sport, maybe De Ligt is an option, and people like bring him back. I like De Ligt, and people know that. It was no. It's done. There are other players out there. Do something else. Like, actually do something else. So I don't get the obsession, and it's this club. It's not other clubs. It's this club. Let me see if there are some comments. I'm scrolling through it. It's obviously a disgrace to even talking about Rabio at this point. Well, it is. We need to focus on a defender. Yeah, but I don't think the club is focused on that. I wish we were focusing on that. Let me see. What's next? We'll go back for Allegri, De Sciglio, Pogba. Is De Sciglio still playing? He talks smacked about the club for some reason. Don't get benched at Empoli. I heard Fabiano Della Valle and Allegri were... I'm not going to read that out, but you might be right. Someone has to be trolling about this Rabio news.
I hope so.
We all hope so. Fratesi is basically coal miners. So somebody... The lone players coming back who we wanted out. Yeah. But that's forced. Like, that's not by... maybe that's by choice, if you think about it. We have 10 days left on the Mercato. Let's see the final push for all the three big teams. I don't... Like, Inter are a weird one. Milan are a weird situation as well. And so are we, So are we. But as well, let's get Berardi finally for the winger. It's like Saponara links. Remember those times? Every single summer.
Yes.
Because we don't move on. That's why we often take one step forward and two steps backwards. Excuse me. I mean, we talked about the Rabio thing. It's coming from a good source, so you need to talk about it. It's not sport media sad where it's like, I'm not even going to mention it, or think about it. It's coming from a good source. I don't think it's going to happen, etc. Somebody brought up the point, well, if we move out Locatelli, which I also do not think is going to happen, that Rabio, and earlier on, someone in the chat said Thuram and Rabio double pivot would dominate Europe. I think that's a wild statement. Thanks for tuning in, but that's a wild statement. They're not... Like, Rabio didn't dominate anything. He didn't even dominate his opponents, like 101. So let alone they're going to dominate Europe. So that feels extremely, extremely unlikely, to say the least. Can we do better than last year? What do you guys think? Well, my prediction video will be out first week of September with Julian. But right now, I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so convinced that we're going to do better than last season. And I'm talking about the finish. Like, top four, scraping it or getting it with 5 games to play, it's still 5th, 4th place. It depends on the teams below you if you're going to get it easier, yes or no. So on that notice, I'm saying right now, no. That's why I'm doing the prediction video during the international break. Window is shut, and then I know what team we have, because there's 11 days. Because in about like 45 minutes, it's literally 11 days until the window shuts. And if I need to ask the chat how many deals we will get done, I think people will say, yeah, we'll get Douglas Luiz out, we'll sign Colomani, and maybe a Zigrova, and that's it. And that's just a maybe, you know. And I need to agree with that, you know, because based on the news and the speed of the news as well, that's that's in which direction we're heading in, right? Nothing else, nothing more.
For me, without signing a quality defender and Vega, I want Vega, but I don't think he would change anything. Like, you know, we are not going to fight for the Scudetto with him. Like, we need Vega, but that would change nothing. And my camera went off again.
Yeah, it will jump on in a sec. It's back.
Yeah. So, yeah, we need top 4. I don't know what Inter is going to do. I said it the previous show that I don't rate Kivu at all. And Milan, Allegri. I said Allegri will be sacked before winter break. I still keep myself to that. And Napoli's I don't know. Conte always do one good year and then he has issues. So let's see. I don't know. I think top 3 is realistic, even with the weaker squad, because I call this squad weaker than last year right now. So, yeah, I don't know. We need a lot of pieces, and we don't have time. And I hope we are playing games with some teams. So,
I think that's. I mean, yeah, you're just saying like basically you hope there's a support, but it's already too late. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm like. At this point, we're not bringing in a starter. Like, that's the feeling I have. We're not really bringing in a starter. Colomani maybe, but Colomani played with the club, but again, he's not training like real good training. So it's gonna take a couple of weeks before he's really up to speed. You know, it's not an excuse for him having a bad season or something, but like he's not up to speed with the others as well in terms of fitness level. But again, the Colomani thing, like, it's taking ages. It's all taking ages. You know, it's 10, 11 days, and I don't like. We also need to move our players, like Arthur, for example, is still at the club. Milik still at the club. Vlahovic still at the club.
Yeah,
we haven't done anything in 3 months.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's way too big. That's why we're not signing one. Nico Gonzalez. I mean, are we gonna trick Atletico Madrid? Like Napoli tricked Atletico Madrid to buy Raspadori. I still cannot believe they did that. Like, that's the most random of signings, I think, this summer, and they got good money for him as well. Was it like 25 or something? Like that?
Yeah, 25. Yeah,
crazy. Like it's 20, 25, and if I need to ask you someone what the hell is Raspadori's real position, what type of player he is, nobody to this day, nobody can give me a straight answer. Nobody can give me an answer, and they got that money, so maybe we can scam them to take Nico, but I have a feeling if Nico leaves, it's not going to be with an obligation. It's going to be a loan with an option, and we will move out the problem for another season. I don't see Atletico putting up the money on the table. I just don't see it. So it all depends on that, basically, which is Okafor, 25 million. Let's move to this one. And people keep hitting the like buttons because we only have 30 likes. Should be at least 50, 60. So smash the like button right now. Okafor. Let me bring up the comment. Because I wanted to segue into the Douglas Luiz thing. Leeds signed Okafor for 25 real millions. And we are moving out Douglas Luiz for around 30 million euros.
Yeah.
And
crazy.
I see fans making the point, he's finally out of the door. But I mean, you can tell Douglas Luiz, you can tell English club he's 10 million euros and he's out of the door. You know what I mean? Like, if you lower the demand, then he's going out of the door. That's, for me, not good business. around 30 million euros, it's poor. From a Premier League club, it's poor business, in my opinion, because he has value and he has a catalog of good games and good seasons in the Premier League where he's going at. Okafor
Yeah.
hasn't. Like, Okafor is a bench player. Always. I think even at Leipzig. So, or not Leipzig, but like after that move, he didn't play for like 2 years or something like that. And they get 25 million euros, and we get around 30, maybe not just enough to break even. Probably not, which is still
Yeah.
I'm a bit skeptical on. But how is that even possible? Like, how is that possible?
But we can't sell. Doesn't matter who is in the management. We just can't sell players for years now. This is really, I want to say annoying, but it's more like interesting. That what's the reason? Like what is the reason we can't sell players? But yeah, now Milan has money, so give 20 for Vlahovic, and let's make it even, and yeah, keep him off the books.
Oh, that's where people are saying Ro. That's the name of the other guy, and he's going to Bologna. So that was that. But yeah, I mean, it's frustrating. It's just frustrating that we don't get more out of these players. I mean, when you look at the Premier League and the players they signed, like some of the names, I need to look them up. I'm not gonna lie. They play in the Premier League, but I need to look them up because I don't know who they are. A lot of these players, the Premier League signed in between them, will struggle in Serie A or La Liga because they're not good enough. The transfer fees are insane. And then when we are, the guys on the receiving end of it, we get, the crumbs. We get nothing, because 30 million for Douglas Luiz, in my opinion, is nothing. It's really nothing. But what I know, if you don't trash our own players and let everyone know you don't want them, the clubs won't offer a lot. If you're talking about fans' perspective, I disagree. But if you talk about the club's perspective, I kind of agree with that as well. But then again, look at some of the Premier League clubs. Players out of contract, they still get their money at the end. They want their money, they get their money. Everybody knows nobody wants Vega, and they told Villarreal, no, we want 30 million euro, pay up or no.
Yeah.
So that's it. It's as simple as that. I think it's a benefit of signing players the Milan way. A young bum will always sell well than an experienced bum. Exciting. Is prime exiting its prime. This is why Mbangola, Yildiz, Savannah are lucrative, and still we didn't got much for it. To be honest.
Yeah.
As calling having a real sporting director, Tare. Oh, he's doing a fantastic job. I need to give him that. I'm not gonna lie. Hey RB, it's been a while. Hope all is well. Hope it's going to be a fantastic year for the channel. But ever since we started this channel, it's going backwards actually. Maybe I'm the problem. Who knows? Remember last year when we thought we won huge with the Keane and Jorge sales? It didn't even work out well. I'm happy for Caio, but he had such a big time injury, like he needed that, and I still do not rate Keane. So I have no issue with Moise Keane at all because we overpaid at the time. Was it 35 million? Yeah. Absolutely, we got absolutely, like yeah, we got scammed. We got absolutely scammed for that. So I don't care about Keane. I still do not think he's good. So. But I'm happy he's doing well. I have nothing against Keane. So if he does well, fantastic. But when he plays for Italy, when he plays for Italy, I'm like, yeah, good for him at Fiorentina. But this is it. This is the reason why you're not good enough. That doesn't mean the players who have stayed at the club are good enough, but we still needed to improve.
He had 0 goals as a striker, so he had to go.
Yeah. And he didn't play much. I get it, but people forgot that it was a point where he was missing, like sitters, actually open net sitters, where it's like you're doing this on purpose, right? Like there's no way. Remember that Genoa one Like there's no way you're missing this. So yeah, and appreciate Gio, and I will stop hating. I don't hate Rugani. I hate the idea of him being the second man in command. I cannot trust.
Yeah, he looks like a cool guy with a gorgeous wife. Like, what to hate? He's just his footballing is not the best.
Zigrova or Matt O'Reilly. Well, they're different positions. One is cover. One might also be cover / starting, but they're different positions. So I don't know. Like if Douglas Luiz goes out, then the story always was it's going to be Matt O'Reilly, and if Nico goes out, the story was always it's going to be Zigrova or anyone else. But I don't know. Like I don't know. I talked about Matt O'Reilly in the podcast with Julian. I can see why we're going for an attacking midfielder. Oh no, that was with you, I think, this week. I see why we go for an attacking midfielder. Is it Matt O'Reilly? I don't know. You know, we need to see. Brighton, are they gonna let him go?
Yeah, they bring two like completely different set of skills. So for me, it's hard to choose, but I would choose Zhegrova because he's cheaper for now.
Thank you, Matthew, again. How much longer will finances be an issue with this club? I wish it would stop extending guys out of the club and move on. Like I'm not a financial expert. I don't want to be that. I just want to be a fan. You know, the fact that we're like, oh, we're not making a loss on Douglas Luiz is already sad, if I'm being honest. But I do not know. Like the story is like, oh, he cleaned up the books gently, and it's good. And last season, the losses were like it was clear there was an improvement. Like that's obvious. The numbers were there, but in depth, I don't know. Like I really do not know. We probably need to make Champions League, and not just Champions League, make it into final stages, and actually start winning stuff. And again, players, if you move them on, get a good value or something like that. If you win, finances will be good. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Or
the issue is also that
Juve and Bremen.
Yeah, that some of these players that were on loan, they became official this year. So that I think that heavily impacted the amount of money we could spend this summer.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think it would be the case. So that's why, I was wrong. I was wrong because I thought that it would not impact it, and I thought we would actually have more money than last season. But I was wrong because it looks like it heavily impacted. If we wouldn't have, then we would have already, bought players like Kolomuani or even Vega or someone that we wanted and we're waiting for a sell.
Yeah. I got your point, Eddie, but I don't think it backfired because Keane was bad with us. I don't think if Keane stayed, he would have done what he did at Fiorentina. That was what I was trying to say. And Kaya, not because he wouldn't have played, so we will never have seen that. That was kind of my point. But Kaya had that big injury, so he just needed to play, period. Somebody had a problem because you said something about Rugani's wife, but you didn't say anything crazy.
No.
So not sure what.
Gorgeous wife is not I
don't get it. Juntili could have gotten Milenkovic for 40 million last year instead of spend 70 for Kelly. Yeah, he went to Forrest. Actually, I'm on the Forrest channel tomorrow to talk about Douglas Luiz. Nice. So anyone wants to tune in. But Milenkovic he had a ridiculous season, and I'm still not the biggest fan, but he had a very good season at the back with Murillo at Forrest. O'Reilly didn't impress me at all this weekend. He can't play in Serie A with that style. I didn't watch. Julian watched, and he wasn't convinced as well. Matthew was saying the only thing cool about O'Reilly is his name. When we keep selling players for pennies, we will not fix the financial crisis until we fix those problems. It's part of it. But I think the players we also are offloading right now are issues when it comes to length of the contract and book value and and actually wages. So I understand. I slightly understand the difficulties, to do that. But still, like, you're at the club and you need to get the max out of it. And I think we all have a feeling you can get a bit more out of certain players. Keane scored 0 goals. Do you know how difficult that is to do as a striker who plays regularly? I don't want to wait, of course, but I feel like by the end of next season we'll have a new manager with a new project. Oh my god.
No. I can't.
I cannot do that again.
No.
I think nobody can do that again. We talked about Rabio, Longano. You need to rewind the stream because I'm not going to put everyone back through that nightmare.
Yeah, because he also mentioned the wives, the pro footballers. Yeah.
Who?
That comment that is on screen right now.
Yeah, the chat is flying by, so I'm not. I'm trying to put everything on screen or read everything, but it's not always possible. When it comes to, that's not okay. I was trying to. No. Yeah, we talked about that. Sancho agreement with Manu, Roma, 19 plus 5. But Sancho hasn't opened up to the idea right now. So that's kind of random news again. Actually, that's old news.
Yeah, Romano said that we're actually going for O'Reilly if we sell Luiz.
Oh, that was somebody said. When did he say that? But he said that a couple of days ago already. If Douglas Luiz leaves, it's Matt O'Reilly.
I see it's the AJC mentioned him. So
yeah, I mean, that was always the news, right? That was always the news. But again, I've not watched enough at Brighton, even at Celtic, so I cannot really judge the quality of the players. I always this week talked about the idea of an attacking midfielder. That's why I get it. If he's the right fit, I don't know. I've not seen enough. So I cannot. I hope so if we get him. But if you pay another 30 million for him, I do have some questions around him. If I'm being completely honest, also because Tudor said, well, if I'm gonna play, Doug Luiz is gonna be closer up to goal because I played him in the Yildiz role. So I'm like, you could have kept Douglas Luiz then. No, I mean, that's just how I'm looking at it. Was it really needed spending that money? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Trust me, we'll flop at Juve. Then to say that footballers have, you guys have that comment, that debate. We would have had more money, but Champions League results and World Cup money were not expected or desired. They say Trump even made clubs pay taxes on the prize money. I'm not sure how that's possible. Is that possible?
I don't think it's possible because you're a foreign entity. You can't pay taxes in the US.
Yeah, and also I don't think like the FIFA is like based. Yeah. I'm not a financial expert, so I don't know. But I'm assuming that is all agreed way before that kicks off.
Yeah.
And with the club, with the World Cup, and trying to bid for the next Club World Cup, I don't see how that's gonna work. Doing that. Gio said never heard of O'Reilly until 4 days ago. Well, we talked about it on the channel, but you just subscribed last season because it was about coal miners. If we didn't get coal miners, we could have got O'Reilly because Atalanta wanted O'Reilly to replace coal miners. So that was a year ago. So that's when we heard about O'Reilly, and then he went to Brighton. Yeah. Okay, we talked about basically everything when it comes to the transfer window, unless I'm forgetting something that happened today, but I don't think so. So the last couple of minutes of this show, let's see how it goes. I wanted to talk about Parma because we play Parma on Sunday. It's Wednesday over here almost right now, so we have a couple of days until that game. good. Like somebody said way earlier in the chat, saying, "Forget about all this. I just want to watch football again." I agree. I
True.
want to watch football. I want to watch just us play games, and for 90 minutes, unless it's really bad, forget that we still have holes in that squad. I just want to forget about it and talk about that game. Do you think there are going to be some surprises in the lineup? With surprises, I mean Kostic starting, for example, or do you think it will be like the expected 11?
I think it's going to be the expected 11. Yeah, I will cry if Kostic starts that game. Sure. So
For like
yeah,
Mota
the
played
standard.
Bangula the first game, for example.
Yeah, but I can't see it. I really can't see it happening, and I really don't want to see any big surprises, unless the big surprise is that Gatti is not starting, because I would love that.
Well, that's up in the air, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think the team picks himself right now. It's going to be Conceição, David, Yildiz, Thuram, Locatelli, Cambiasso, Di Gregorio, and then it's question marks, probably. Bremer, excuse me. And then it's like, is it going to be Joe Mario? Is it going to be Kelly, Gatti, Kalulu? That's maybe the question mark. I'm guessing. But somebody said, well, Nico Gonzalez could start. If there are real talks with Atletico Madrid, I don't think he's going to start.
Yeah.
If there's nothing about him, I can see him start. Because this far he has started as well. So I can see that. At the back, obviously Bremer starts. I have a feeling. No, I have a feeling. I'm convinced Kelly is starting as well. Not a feeling. I think Kelly and Bremer are penned down 100%. They're going to start. The other one, I have a feeling it's going to be Kalulu. I'm not sure why, but I think it's going to be Kalulu. Maybe because he's more fit than Gatti. But I have a feeling it's going to be Kalulu. And even if Gatti starts, whoever, it's Parma at home. You need to beat Parma at home on opening days. You just 100% need to beat Parma at home opening day. That's the most, because what's the second game? What's the second game?
Second game is
Inter was
Genoa.
the third one, right?
Genoa. Yeah,
Genoa
Inter is the
away.
third. Genoa.
And then it's Inter was away or at home?
Yeah, Inter at home, then Verona away, Atalanta at home, Milan at home.
As Champions League also in between, probably in game. But yeah, like you have Genoa away is never easy for us. We won last season because there was no fans in that stadium. It's never easy. So going into that third game, Inter, like you need to, and going into the international break as well, that's important. You need to beat Parma, you need to beat Genoa, go into the international break, come back, and then it's Inter at home, also a must-win game. No matter in which situation you are, it's at home. It's not away from home where you can make an excuse early on in the season. It's at home, and you prep by beating Parma without any real issues, and also Genoa without suffering for like 80 minutes and whatever, because that happened too often last season, and that cannot happen again. We have enough to do that for those two games. Moving forward to the season, we don't have enough squad depth, and I don't think even starting ability to keep up with it. But especially starting 11 and depth when it comes to that. But let's say, for example, you don't beat Parma and you don't beat Genoa, and you go into that international break, and you come back, you need to play Inter. What do you think the feeling is or how do you think we should be reacting as a fan base? For some reason, we don't beat Parma and we don't beat Genoa in the first two games. Is it all doom and gloom, or?
Depending on if we sign anyone. If we don't sign anyone, and then it depends on the Inter game. Then the two of, if we don't lose those games, but it's like a draw, both of them. I still say, okay, it's really not good. We should have won both of them, but then against Inter, we have to win. I don't know. It's hard.
I asked that question because someone yesterday or no, Monday in the chat asked like how many, or he asked the people in the chat, and he was debating it, them saying, how many games do you think before Tudor will get sacked? And he said before Christmas. I hate to actually answer that question, so I'm not answering that question because I hope the answer is 0 because he wins. Like I hope like not and no time this season is he gonna get sacked because he's winning. That I hope that's the answer. But I mean, it is a ticking time bomb. Like if you don't beat Parma and you don't beat Genoa, it will explode. Within the fan base, and everybody will look at Tudor because he's the coach. But at the end of the day, I'm not really going to blame Tudor that much as the people in charge who clearly didn't really want to move forward with Tudor but kept him. I mean, that's already, I'll keep saying it, no matter how the season goes, that's a very weird vibe, and right now all the news is they're united, the pictures, they're all united, so that's good, I guess. But I mean, the actions don't back that up. That is my biggest issue I have at this moment in time, and I hope I'm wrong, and I hope they're all in line and they know what they want to do, and every decision they make is together, etc. I really hope that. But based on that 2-3 weeks where it was like Conte, Gasperini, and Tudor's comment post before the Club World Cup, it's just a weird feeling where I'm like, I'm not sure if it's actually really in line as well. So let's say Gio saying Kivu is getting sacked before Tudor. I Inter will do better than people would think they would. Over saying we will beat Parma on the opening day 4-0. I know we have a few issues at our club at the moment, but we will get the job done. After that, things might be different. You're absolutely right. The management should also go because Comoni gave Tudor 2 years, crazy contract. Did he extend it for 2 years? Actually, 2 was it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Or did it add another year? Does he have 2 now?
He had 1 and they added another 1, I think.
Okay. They had to give him 2 years. We had another option, and the poor guy drove all the way from Croatia. Actually, I agree. Like, you cannot let your coach go into the season with because at that point, any coach should walk. It makes sense. Like, I'm not the biggest Tudor fan. I don't believe he's the right guy for the long-term future. But I've always said you cannot go into the season with a coach with a 1 year, because we don't do that with players. So we shouldn't be doing that with coaches as well, in my opinion. It's purely a sign of trust, and it's not that we gave him 10 million euros a season as well. We can eat that money up, but that's kind of how it works, So I don't really have an issue with that part. The issue I have, we clearly wanted other options. That is my issue, So no contract, a 10-year contract, you cannot convince me anymore, because we all know that. That's my issue I have. That's the only issue I have with that, or the main issue I have, with that thing. But yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up because we kind of discussed everything. That's why they should have hired him, Rabio, back. No, he's not back. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. That's why you should never hire. Gas is expensive these days. Yeah, we needed to pay that Croatia-Italy trip, I guess. When it comes to actually, yeah, it's not. Depends on where it comes from Croatia, but then still, it's relatively. Actually, it might be less far than what I would do from Belgium. I want to know right now. Let me check.
The longest. Well, wait.
Do I do?
I
Zagreb?
was driving to Disneyland from where I lived in Germany. That was 6 hours drive. That wasn't too bad.
So from Zagreb to Torino is 8 hours. So yeah, and I need to
Oh,
drive 10
nice.
hours if I go to Torino. Wait, let me check for. I thought it was 10
And
hours I did
with a
last time.
Mercedes, it's comfy, it's nice, it's AC, it's
Oh, 11 hours, but that's not correct. I drove like 10 hours last time I went. So it's closer than I need to do.
hmm,
So it'll be good. It'll be good. Kamal is just
yeah,
a bad negotiator. That's why he end up with Tudor. Is it even worth having hopes this season? Well, you always need to have hope. That's the only thing we can have right now. What happened
yeah,
to Arthur's
yeah.
exit? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. We will see when something happens. I don't think he's actually at the club. I think he's on the books and he's just chilling at home.
Hmm.
Like the last couple of seasons, to be honest. Crazy, but yeah, that's the situation we're in as well. That's why Kostic staying and getting a new deal. Well, Arthur, and that's it. That's it. Eddie's saying I'm a truck driver. I drive 10 hours every day. Well, that's not for me. I hate to drive.
Mm-mm.
I hate driving.
Really?
Yeah,
I love driving.
like short distance, I'm fine with it, but I'll do it, but I'm not looking forward to it. If that makes sense.
I hate downtown driving with a lot of traffic. That's I hate the most. But otherwise, I love driving.
Ooh, I hate the like I hate like straight line 10 hours, like going Belgium, Italy.
Really?
Like that's just
Huh?
yeah, it's boring. It's just boring. It's
Well, try with kids and the wife
okay.
and it's not that
Isn't
boring.
that more stressful? Is that worse?
More stressful, but not boring.
Yeah, fair, fair. Actually, the last time when I came back, I had the Formula One on and the gang game.
Mm.
So, but that was towards the end of the journey. So I was like, it was like the last 3 hours coming back. So that was like, yeah, I did the long distance already, but I don't like it. Don't like it. Kelly Milik Arthur, the game is gone. Yeah, really gone. Insert that video.
and Kelly actually has offers that is hard to believe, but apparently, and we are not selling, or I don't know what's going on.
I saw. Last question, and then we'll really wrap it up. I saw someone said Kelly is getting overhated. Is that correct? Because I can see a
He had it,
point to it.
yeah, yeah. He had a good preseason, a lot better than how he played last season. So yeah, fair.
But
He's a lot better with the ball than without,
but
and yeah,
is he like overhated? But that does that make him good enough
I
to
think so.
start?
I think. Yeah, I think he's overhated, but the hate is because of we all know it's Huysen. It's because of Huysen, you know how we sold
But do you think
Huysen
he's
and
good
we got
enough to
Kelly.
start for us, Kelly?
Uh, Ideally, no.
Because I don't
I would
like.
I would rather have an actual player there
I do agree
in the
he's
back.
overhated. I don't rate it. I don't like again. I don't hate a player. I don't rate him, but
Yeah,
I still do not think he's good enough. Even if he had a good enough preseason, I can see what's like. I already see what's going to happen because
yeah,
certain things he's just not going to improve. He is who he is, and he cannot do anything about it. Like he's not going to wake up tomorrow and he's perfectly. Cambiaso's not going to wake up tomorrow and he can read the balls coming over his head. Like it's just not going to
yeah.
happen. Like it's impossible. That's who he is. You need to take that and move it up. Move on. But
For
someone's
me,
saying Kalulu is worse.
ah, that's crazy talk. But yeah, Kelly can be good as a sub if he truly continues on this way of getting better and better. But yeah, he cannot be a starter long term.
Gio saying not enough hate for me. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like my McKennie thing. I don't hate McKennie. I just don't think he's good
yeah,
enough to play for his club. I don't hate a player because he's not good enough for this club. Like he cannot do anything about it. The standards at the club are high, should be high, and I will keep those standards high. Try, and if you're not good enough, then you're not good enough. That's it.
yeah.
No hard feelings. That's the game. But yeah, we're gonna wrap this one up, people. Thanks everybody for tuning in, as always, for the comments. Like the video if you haven't liked the video on your way out or when you're rewatching it. Subscribe to the channel. Maybe we'll get some news tomorrow. I did a Rabio video for tomorrow morning, so go check that one out if you actually want to hear the full extent of my opinion on the Rabio thing. And other than that, we just need to wait until Douglas Luiz gets. Here we go to Forrest, and maybe an update on Zigrova tomorrow. Who knows? So maybe Nico to Atletico picks up really for once, and we will see. We will go from there. And yeah, if not, no live tomorrow because I'm on that Forest channel. So that's that. And then Thursday it will probably be a call-in show. So let's see how that will go. And then it's real build up to Parma finally. I would say so. Yeah. Norbert, thanks for joining, as always. Wait, Alf is saying, I'm going to bring the last comment. On a final note, I live in Australia and I love your honesty and your brutal assessment of our club. Keep up the great work. Sometimes reality is harder than dreaming. Dreaming is free. Thanks. Appreciate it. Also, a lot of people who do not like what I say and still are on the channel, which is fine. You know, that's part of it, you know. That's how it should be. What I don't like is people come on and say, you hate the club because I criticize the club. If I hate the club, I'm not doing this every single day. Like, I wouldn't waste a single second on this.
And we all wish we could speak about the awesome things like in the 90s, but the things are not as good, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree. The truth sucks. Yeah, this truth sucks. If this channel was on, let's say it was 2016. I would be talking smack, rubbish. I will come on and I will say we're gonna smack. We play Inter next week, 3-0. We're gonna do it. We play I don't know, Real Madrid in the Champions League. I will come on and say we have a shot. Why not? I'm not gonna do that right now. Like I'm not gonna help anyone. Not my mental health. Not anyone. You know, in the comments, and definitely not the club. You know. So we will see. But yeah, people, thanks for joining as always. Stay safe, and I will speak to you guys tomorrow.